Listen up there, YouTube. Chip here with the Iconic Sports Cycle Moto Vlog. What's up? Hey guys, good morning. It's a Monday morning. It is Memorial Day, and I'm out taking a ride this morning to before I have some lunch. And I'm just gonna enjoy the day. We've got some rain coming in this afternoon, so I wanted to get a ride in early. Be able to spend a little time with my wife and family, and go spend some time, visit my dad a little bit. I did a little blog the other day regarding Memorial Day. I hope you get a chance to check it out. Get the chance to hear my appreciation for our military and armed services. But right now I'm heading down South Tropical Trail, one of my more favorite places to ride, as you can see with the big curves ahead. I like this. So again, South Tropical Trail, one of my favorite places to ride. I'm actually heading down to a little area called the Crooked Mile. Crooked Mile is a really slow speed area, but it's got a lot of winds, twists, but it's really kind of like a back area of Merritt Island. A lot of nice homes and really well landscaped properties. A lot of that famous Florida floral. So I like to take a ride through there. My wife and I like riding through there. We enjoy the freedom to get out and ride. You know, I'm thankful. Here's the flag. Here we go. I'm very thankful for the fact that you know, men have fought and given me the opportunity to live the life that I'm living. I'm enjoying my time this morning as a result of the gifts that other men have, you know, given me. So I want to be thankful for that. But today I just kind of want to enjoy the ride, talk about the pleasantries of the day. Looking forward to you know, spending this extra day, this extra time that I get off from work with my family. Again, I'm just taking an early morning ride just to kind of get it out of my system, so to speak. You know, I ride every day. You know, I go like 70 miles a day every day on a bike, going back and forth to work. But it gets pretty routine, you know, taking the same path every day. Every once in a while I take a deviation from there just to kind of, you know, just see something a little different. But on the weekends or days off, sometimes I like to just go somewhere that for a change of scenery. I find that I enjoy the you know, the different sights, different things to look at. As you can see, you know, Merritt Island is you know, this area of Merritt Island is good for bikers. You know, I got some bikers ahead of me. It's a pleasant ride through here. Now, South Tropical Trail, this will take you all the way down to the southern tip of Merritt Island. I'm not going to go all the way down there today. I've actually done a vlog down that way before. I haven't done the Crooked Mile yet, but I just wanted to share that with you. I hope you'll enjoy the ride with me today. I guess when I'm riding, there's a certain freedom I feel. Like I said, in general, I'm not a very talkative person, but for some reason I get on a bike, I stick a camera on my head, and I get to blabbing about everything. Can't explain that, but it seems like riding a bike is my, I don't know, it just kind of loosens me up, makes me feel good. It just kind of loosens my soul, so that you know, whatever comes to mind just kind of rolls off my tongue. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, a bad thing. I hope it's a good thing. I really enjoy riding. I, you know, can remember back to when I was a kid. My friend Joey Wheeler had a little pull start mini bike. My parents absolutely forbid me to ride that thing, and I rode it every chance I got. Like, sorry, Mom. But I just love that. You know, I just love the motor. I love the, you know, just doing that. And then when I got to high school, even though I was really heavily involved with my friends in the muscle car thing, because that's, you know, the era I grew up in, I had a friend, Carl. He had a little 354 Honda, and he was kind enough to show me how to ride the thing. Jewel of a little bike, you know, that little inline 4-cylinder. I guess it kind of spoiled me. You know, I had some friends in high school that had the early 750 Hondas. Loved the way they sounded after they were worked over a little bit. You know, get the, you know, 4-in-1s and, you know, open exhaust, and, you know, they had a great sound. Remember, you know, pretty vividly from when I was a kid. So I've always kind of had that leaning towards motorcycles. when I was old enough to have both a car and a motorcycle, that's when I decided to get a motorcycle, because it seemed like the car was always a priority because you needed it for work and whatever. And so I used to buy motorcycles, and lots of times they would, spend quite a bit of time in the garage. I'd ride weekends or, every now and then, and sometimes it might be months at a time before I actually ride. Spend a little time fixing them up, making them nice, trying to keep them neat, especially the old ones, you keep everything polished, so they don't rust, or, the chrome doesn't, get pitted or whatever. But, hey, I was part of the ownership experience, changing the oil and all that, kind of loved all that. What's going on here? But the whole thing with the, with owning a motorcycle, the whole ownership experience I enjoyed. But, the thing I seem to really like about the riding a bike is, like I said, I get this kind of freedom of feeling, that comes over me. Because I'm not listening to a radio, talking to anybody. I'm just kind of alone with myself, listening to the voices in my head. And again, voices in my head aren't always a good thing to listen to. As I mentioned before, most of them don't speak English, and they sound very angry, so I have no idea what they're saying. So probably not best to listen to little voices in my head, but it gives me an opportunity to kind of express myself, think about the things I want to do, and the life that I want to live, and how I'm going to get there. I think that's important, to take that time to reflect. It's also a good time to get involved with a little prayer, because you're kind of alone, and you're never really alone if you're in prayer. You always have somebody along for the ride, so that's kind of nice. Pretty dog. So I encourage that if you're so inclined to do a little prayer when you're riding. I always find it to be a good way to keep the peace in your mind. Also, I don't know, when I was a kid, when I was really young, I used to have these dreams where I could fly, and I'd get this really excited feeling in the pit of my stomach, and off I'd go. I'd just be floating above the clouds and, flying around my neighborhood and all that good stuff. And, when you ride the bike, it's kind of like that feeling, it's the closest thing I've ever experienced to that, that kind of freedom where you just feel like you can do anything. Now, I don't want to say I feel indestructible, because that's not the case. I'm very aware of what happens if you take a tumble on a bike. So, I do dress appropriately. I try to be well covered up, so I wear all the appropriate safety gear, because, yes, those things do happen. Oh, we're going to have the bike coming the other way. I'll see you get a little wave here. There we go. Good morning. There we go. We got a little wave going on. All right. I don't know if they're waving at the Harley guys or me, but hey, whatever. So again, this is South Tropical Trail. It's a really pretty road to ride on, as I'm sure you can tell. Lots of nice homes. I mean, like really nice homes, Yeah, this isn't the area where, poor people live, obviously. It's a nice place to ride through. I'm not sure how the people feel about the people riding up and down their street all the time, but it's enjoyable. I think since I've lived here in Merritt Island, in fact, when I first moved here and I bought my first, I got my little 200 Twin Star Honda. I used to ride this road all the time. That little 200 was a great little bike. Not very fast, but it was unbelievably durable. Pretty easy to ride because it was so light and nimble. I'd have no opposition to owning another one. I've owned two, and if I got a deal on one, I'd probably buy another one. Again, good little bike. Really simple to operate, single carburetor, not a whole lot of adjustments involved, just really easy to maintain. So again, motorcycling, the whole experience of motorcycle ownership appeals to me. I like machinery. I like tinkering. I like to make things better than they were, and if I can resurrect something that's old and dusty and polish it up, I like doing that, and I get a great deal of enjoyment out of it. Even simple things like picking up an old helmet in a thrift store and polishing it out, and taking the lens off and polishing it out, and making it so you can see through it again. Taking the liner out and scrubbing it all up and freshening it up some. It's that's something I like to do for some reason. It just seems to be relaxing to me. I take something that's kind of junky and make it kind of nice. Now, some things I try to restore to perfection. Other things I try to leave the character of age with it. Little scuffs and scratches. Doesn't look like these folks are going to take advantage of going down the Crooked Mile, but I am. Here we go. This is the Crooked Mile. Now, the thing about the Crooked Mile, like I said, the speed limits are quite slow. You see a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit up ahead. But it is quite a windy road. There's an old cemetery back there. But as you can see, the lawns and yards here are pretty darn sweet, actually. So it is a really pleasant ride, you know. You're going just fast enough to catch the breeze, keep you cool. Again, you know, wearing all my gear, so, you know, the forward motion keeps me kind of cool. But as you can see, some of these homes are older, but most of them, you know, pretty nice. A lot of big stone houses back here. I like that. Always a big fan of brick and stone homes. Don't know why. Just seem to like them. But as you can see, it's kind of quiet back here. You know, not a lot going on. Here we go, like a 10-mile-an-hour turn, you know. Oop, squirrel! Here we go. Alright, slow it down. Oops, some cyclists. The other type of cyclist. Here we go. Little wave. And stop sign ahead. I'm going to stay on the Crooked Mile. I'm not going to go down to Laurel Lake, although it's probably pretty pretty down there. Now, of course, my wife likes to come down here and look at the floral. The trees get different times of year, all different colors. The flowers growing on the trees are always kind of pretty. And even though, you know, it's a kind of the same neighborhood, most of the houses look entirely different than each other. You know, it's not one of these neighborhoods where all the homes look the same. Oops, Dougie. Hey, Dougie. Nice landscape yards. Again, this is an area probably where landscapers do quite well, I would imagine. I'm sure it's quite the chore to keep up with this this type of landscaping. Yeah. All the dogs are out today. But I like the windy turns, even if you can't go that fast. Yeah, some of the flowers we're talking about. Certain times of year, these bushes really bloom, really stand out. So I hope you're enjoying the ride today. I'm heading over. This road will actually take you out back on a South Tropical Trail where you'll be right on the river. There you go. You can see the river head. Great view from up here. Check that out. Check that out. Great view. Look at that. Let's see. Let me scroll back up South Tropical here. And Memorial Day, probably a lot of people out there on their boats today, burning up a little gas on the river. Yeah, I was kind of hoping to be a little sunnier today, but you know, I knew going into the day that, you know, the weather report was calling for a 40% chance of rain. Not always optimal riding weather. Again, I do ride rain or shine when I'm going to work, but you know, when it's a day off, I generally will tend to shy away from riding in the rain if I don't have to. I enjoy riding sunshine. I like the feel, you know, when you start having to put all the rain gear on, you know, kind of, you know, soaks up some of your fun, let's say. I prefer the liquid sunshine. There we go. Another nice little development. Again, most of these homes really nice down here, you know. This is at the cheap end of the island to live on. Alright, we're going to head back towards South Tropical here. Everybody gives a nice way. Everybody's in a good mood today. South Tropical Trail, road closure. Oh, hope not. This is hitting the Crooked Mile from the other direction. So if you're over here on Merritt Island anytime, I highly recommend that you check out South Tropical Trail and the Crooked Mile. I think on a motorcycle it's pretty right. It's not bad to car either. You get a little convertible or something. Pretty a lot of fun. Now I've had a couple little sports cars. Sometimes a little fun to cruise through roads like that. You know, getting too old for the sports car thing, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. But I enjoy riding. Again, you know, a couple of years ago, my wife got sick, so we had to make some choices in our life. I had to make the decision: do I sell my 15 mile to the gallon truck or my 50 mile to the gallon motorcycle? You know, when you're tight for money, I guess you know, gas is almost $4 a gallon. You make choices based on that, and no regrets. I just ended up buying some riding gear, and you know, it's a lot cheaper to maintain and own and operate a motorcycle. You know, not only is the gas less expensive, but the insurance and the, you know, the maintenance is a lot less expensive. You know, like I said, you just gotta, you know, be sure you have the appropriate gear for every ride. You know, when it's cold out, you gotta have warm gear, and when it's warm out, you gotta have gear that ventilates a little bit. And of course, when it's raining, you gotta have something to keep you dry. Now, I actually haven't found anything that keeps me completely dry with some of the downpours we have at different times of year, but hey, you know, make an effort. You know, at least you don't get, you know, totally soaked. Although I have been caught off guard at times and have gotten soaked when I didn't have the appropriate time to get my gear on. But you know, I could see it coming, and it's like, yeah, I'll get there. You know, no, not so much. So I think probably if you've ridden bikes long enough, you probably run into that yourself. You know, that experience where you think, hey, I'm going to get home before it starts to rain, and yeah, not so much. Again, beautiful view of the river today. See the causeway over there. The causeway's coming on and off Merritt Island. I like riding over them quite frequently. I like to ride the river roads along the river here, the Indian River. I find it to be always pleasant on a bike or in a car. And I guess it's just part of living the Florida lifestyle. I guess it's probably not for everybody, but you know, it seems to be my cup of tea, as they say. And you don't see many hills here in Florida, so you know, little hills are kind of unique. And the roads here are generally pretty flat. And you get out to the Mount Dora area. They call it Mount Dora, as you know, as referring to a mountain. However, you know, just a few more hills than normal. That's the end of the Appalachian Trail. You know, sometime I'd like to take the bike out there and do a little vlogging and, you know, show you around out there. It's again another area where it's a really beautiful ride. Done it many times in a car. I've never really done it on a bike, but I'd really love to. It's a couple hours away from here, so you know, sometimes the ride over and ride back, and I'm done riding around. You know, kind of soak up your day. But you know, hey, I know something I want to do at some point. Unfortunately, I get very little time off work, and that time requires me to spend a little time doing adult responsibilities, whether I want to or not. Spend a little time with family, you know, take care of things around the house, around the vehicles. You know, do some grocery shopping from time to time, because I do like to eat. You know, even take the wife out to dinner. We like to do that too. You know, have a little date night. Enjoy that always. A little quality time with the wife. I think that's really important. And if you don't, hey guys, I'll tell you what, you know, you gotta build your relationship. You gotta work at it. It doesn't just happen, you know. And when you have two people working at it, it's all the better. Make time for one another, you know. Be the kind of people that are considerate of one another in a relationship. And I see all these nice turny signs. I like the turny signs. They tell me good stuff is ahead. It'd be fun to just come down here if you knew there was no traffic and you couldn't get any trouble. Just to kind of blast down a road like this. You know, obviously you probably get the urge from time to time to do things like that, but I do not advise it. You know, it's not safe, and safety is important. So I hope you're enjoying the ride down here, South Tropical Trail on Merritt Island, Florida. You know, it's pretty easy to get to. If you're ever out this way, I highly recommend it. Hey, get a couple joggers out. People enjoying this beautiful weather. Gets a little exercise. Another big curve coming up. Downshift. There we go. I always like yard sailing up here on the weekend sometimes. Going up here, you'll sometimes see some great yard sales. Cool stuff. Buy it on the cheap. Like to buy stuff on the cheap. Some kind of gene disorder, I guess. I like a good deal. Don't like paying full price for anything. If it's a little used, whatever. As long as it's in good shape. Hey, a trike. Got a three-wheel wave. There we go. Never been very much attracted to trikes. The Can-Am. Can-Am's kind of cool. The two wheels in the front and one wheel in the back. It's kind of cool. I kind of no interest in owning one of those either, though, because you know, the reviews I've read, you know, even though they're fun and you're kind of out in the open, and it is kind of probably an experience in itself. You know, you don't see people leaning heavily in the corners, and that's I don't know, that's part of the fun of riding a bike to me. I like kind of steering through the corners. I like the way it feels. So coming up down to the end of the tropical trail, heading out back towards the main drag again. At which point, you know, I may sign off. We'll see. We'll see what the traffic looks like when I hit the main road. Some airplanes come in. Probably people out riding their planes in the on the day, enjoying their holiday off, gassing up, taking a little airplane ride. Again, no desire to fly an airplane, no desire to jump out of an airplane. Well, not my cup of tea. But I do like to ride. Something I really enjoy. My wife has had a couple things to do around the house, and she said, look, you know, hey, you don't have much sunshine left, so why don't you go for a ride? And I'm like, well, babe, I'd rather spend time with you, but okay, I'm on my way. And so I packed it up, got the gear on, and went for a ride. Had the old GoPro all charged up, ready to go. I generally keep the GoPro charged up. You know, never know when you get the urge to go out and do a little vlogging. It's the double curve. Yay! Looks like something going on over here. Some kind of event. Oops, let's see if I can catch that light. Here we go. Yeah, looks like we're gonna make it. Alright! Yay! Oops, trash in the road, watch out. Well, that would have been slick. I ran over a bottle of liquid dish detergent. That probably would have been slick to go over on a curve. That probably might not have ended well if I'd hit that. I would imagine we'll see some people fishing down here today with their time off. There we go, see some people fishing. My wife used to bring my kids down here and the grandkids to do a little fishing. Now, going over the causeway, you're probably going to hear a little bit more wind noise. You know, you get the going right over the river. Apologize for that. Now I got my little homemade sock over the end of the microphone to try and keep the wind noise down. I just ordered some on eBay. I found some on eBay. Also ordered a stereo microphone. People have been saying good things about this reproduction or knockoff of the Sony stereo microphone. I had somebody that they on Two Wheel Obsession, they put one of my vlogs on their website, and I got a couple pointers. They said that I'm left channel only, so the voice comes through left channel only. Now I'm deaf in one ear, my left ear, so when I'm listening back on the computer, it sounds perfectly fine to me. But evidently, people that are listening with headphones may not find it to be as pleasant an experience. So we mentioned that I should do some stereo, or channel it into a mono thing. I did a little research, couldn't figure out how to do that, so I went ahead and ordered one of those cheap microphones. Hopefully correct that condition. Now, see, there's my favorite sign. Look at that. Sign I was born under. Everybody tells me I'm a Sagittarius, but not so much. That's my sign right there. Yeah, garage sale. Like I said, I always enjoy a good garage sale. Flea market. I like the thrift stores. Again, the ultimate cheapskate. And there's something about the treasure hunt that's involved with that. You never know what you're going to find. When you go to the store, most of the time you pretty much know what you're looking for, and you set out to buy that thing directly. But so when you get when you're out in the flea markets and when you're out hitting the yard sales, you never know what you're going to find. You find that something you had when you were a kid, and you think, oh, that's cool, I'd like to have that, and show my kids or my grandkids, hey, I used to play with one of these when I was little. Just brought my great-grandson home an Etch-a-Sketch from the thrift store yesterday, 99 cents from the Goodwill. Worked perfectly. So, I had an Etch-a-Sketch as a kid from Ohio Art. And I'm sure most kids have at some point in their life have one. I watch my grandkids and great-grands, they love their video games, they love playing on the phone and all these other things. Not a big fan of that, but a little creativity involved with the old Etch-a-Sketch. Coloring books, another thing I enjoy watching them do. They get out the markers and the paper, as long as they're not marking the walls, I'm good. But I think that's healthy for them. Hope they enjoy that time. I know I did as a kid, that creativity. Slowing down here. Now we're on the River Road. We're on the mainland side, across there where it's Merritt Island. That's where we just came from. I've also vlogged down this road a couple times. It is a pleasant ride. Actually heading back north in the direction of my house and getting ready to head home. Again, this area, being right here on the river, it's, there's some, older homes down here. A lot of them are, some of the nicer old homes, and the newer homes are, of course, are pretty much state-of-the-art good stuff here. Bicyclists and motorcycles. Yep, this is the road for that. V-Rod. I always like the V-Rod. Never been a fan of forward control motorcycles, but I might make an exception in the case of a V-Rod. Look, they get their flag at half-mast for Memorial Day. Somebody's paying attention. But this is always a pleasant ride. My wife and I will often, if we have to head to Merritt Island for anything, we'll just come this direction just to enjoy the ride. Or if we have to head over to Rockledge, my dad's been staying in the hospital up there, so we'll ride this way over and back just to take a little stress off and enjoy the ride. Sometimes there'll be dolphins playing out there in the river. There's my sign again. See, love that sign. A 15-mile-an-hour turn, yay! But as you can see, it's a great day to go motorcycling. Everybody, a little high-five interaction going on. There we go. Awesome. So I love the freedom of ride. I know a lot of other people do too. We live in a country where we have the freedom to do so. As long as you're living up to your responsibilities. There are countries where they restrict the type of motorcycle you can drive and what kind of license you have and so forth. Not sure that's you know, the best. I mean, I understand the concept, but you know, it does take some of that freedom away from me. You know, I'm glad we haven't got there yet, but I'm sure it's coming. You know, more control from, you know, upstairs. Big brother, you know, trying to do his best for us, so to speak. So they think. You know. And again, you know, it's freedom of choice. You know, I choose to act responsibly. Others don't. I don't think it matters what they're driving. If they choose not to be responsible, they're just not going to be responsible, period. You can get in just as much trouble on a 250cc bike as you can on a 1200cc bike if you're not careful, if you don't have respect for the machinery. You know, actually, I have had a lot more fun. I used to have a CBR 250R. I had a lot of fun on that bike. So you could kind of push it to the limit without feeling, you know, you're getting out of control too quick. You know, I had my K1300 Superbike. You know, you pull the trigger on that thing, you were at light speed in the blink of an eye. You know, you couldn't push it too hard. You know, you could override your limits of your abilities pretty quickly. Whereas, you know, smaller bike, you can ride a little bit more aggressively. You know, again, the adage, more fun to ride a slow bike fast than a fast bike slow, it really holds true. Definitely enjoy riding. I think that, you know, all the different bikes I've owned, you know, at this point, I'd say this is my favorite. This CB1100. You know, it's not the most powerful bike I've ever had, but it's extremely torquey, so that makes it easy to ride. You don't have to wind it out very hard to get to where you want to go. I really enjoy that. You know, it's you can power through a curve without downshifting too much. You know, it just holds the, you know, the torque, you know, grips the road a lot better. You know, you get up to highway speeds, it just, you know, coasts along. You know, I think it's just the perfect bike for me. It's got the better riding position. You know, since I blew my knee out, I can't ride a bike that has a, you know, tucked leg position, you know, with aggressive rear sets. Also, you know, being my age, I have no problems riding a bike with low clip-ons. You know, I mean, I can do it, but you know, it wears me out a little quicker. I enjoy the control that riding position gives. It's a lot more fun on a windy road like this. However, you know, it does wear me out in the longer rides, you know. And when you're riding a bike daily, and again, when I was just riding, you know, a couple times a month, you know, weekends, whatever, you know, that didn't bother me. You know, I wasn't on it long enough that it would wear me out. But you know, the day in, the day out, you know, it just got to me. You know, the more aggressive riding positions. Now, when my kids were little, I used to like to do this. I'd take them down to the causeways, and we'd hang out under the bridge, do a little fishing or swimming or whatever. They always seem to enjoy that. A little puppy dog in the water down there. You know, a lot of people be launching their boats, whatever. I've never been a big fan of boats, but you know, it's a popular Florida thing. I kind of expected to see a lot more sailboats out today, but yeah, hasn't been too many. I get times of year you can see the river full of sailboats. It's always pretty. So I hope you're enjoying the ride with me today. Again, I'm just enjoying my Memorial Day Monday. Grateful that men and women that have given their life so that I could have the freedom that I have to enjoy the life that I live. You know, again, I did do a video a couple days ago and posted it where giving my thanks for those that offered me this opportunity, that fought so hard that have these freedoms. So if you get a chance to watch that, I want to be a little bit more lighthearted today and enjoy those freedoms. Oh, big doggy. Sometimes you gotta watch out for these dogs. They'll come bolting out after you. Now some of these houses down here, a little bit overkill. But check this one out. Yeah, Beverly Hills, man. on the Florida River. Every once in a while, coming through this area, you'll see little duckies in the road. Like the little duckies. Take my grandkids down and great grandkids down and feed the little duckies. Over here at the Twin Lakes. No duckies today. Again, big fan of the Florida wildlife. You know, the sand cranes, the duckies, the squirrels, the little gray squirrels. As you can see, just a beautiful road to ride on. People have got their own little personal beach areas out here. Again, not the poor neighborhood, not exactly the projects. Again, I don't, you know, we live in a land of freedom and opportunity, and they've taken advantage of that and gotten to that position in life. All the better to them. Big fan of the capitalism and the freedom of capitalism. Of course, we haven't really enjoyed that in a long time, you know. We're enjoying crony capitalism, as they say. It's both sides of the aisle are guilty of it, you know. But it is what it is. Do the best you can with what you got, you know. Try and affect change where you can, you know. Suck it up where you can't. Everything else is kind of purple. Again, nice winds along the river here. This is the north end of the river road. You know, it's closer to my home. It's the southern end. It's also quite fun to ride. I've done some motovlogging down there before. And here's the famous yard cruise. Like I said, this I'm sure they're plenty busy down here. Very nice truck, so got some money invested in that thing. Love it when they do that. They put the 22.5 wheels from a semi rig on a 3/4 ton or 1 ton truck. I always think that looks pretty cool. Gives it a real beefy look. Expensive to do. I think the adapters to do that are like 1,500 bucks. Not cheap. But hey, it looks good. I admire people that take the time and energy and create something different with their ride. Done it many times myself. Probably spent too much money on some of the bikes and cars I've had. But I always enjoyed it, you know. Don't always get your money back, but whatever, you know. You get to build something, you create something unique, something that's you. I like that. And there's the house I want to buy right there. The Japanese style house. I like that. Turn it into a big giant dojo. Yeah, my wife would love that. Slow it down a little. Yeah, like I said, some of these homes are older, some of them are newer. Nice mix though. Beautiful area. It's also another nice area to do some yard sailing sometimes, you know. Enjoy the curves through here. Go left here, and that takes you down where my grandkids go to school, some of them. It's been a good school over there. Oops, another squirrel. Jogging across the road there. Got speed bumps. I'm gonna slow it down. Whee! Always prepare on those speed bumps so I don't chatter my teeth. Another one coming up. There we go. Again, I hope you're enjoying the ride along the river road with me today. Another speed bump, hold on. Here we go. I like the bamboo. There's a lot of homes down here in Merritt Island, or you know, the Central Florida area have bamboo in the yard. I like the bamboo. Now we're coming up to the end of the ride here. Coming out to the main road. Not a lot exciting to see there, so I'll be signing off from here. Again, safe and happy motoring. This is Chip from the Iconic Sports Cycle. Thanks for watching.
Mm-hmm.